Okay, so today we are going to start our poetry project. So what I need you to do, I need you to have your notebook paper. I need you to have your poetry project paper out like I do, because you're going to use this as a guide, just like I'm using it as a guide. Today, you're simply going to be writing your first paragraph. We are going to be writing on notebook paper, and the sub is passing that out to you because I don't want ripped up paper. We want to use a nice, clean sheet of notebook paper. And what I want you to do today is I really want you to work alongside me as you're watching this video. You do what I do. Pause whenever I say pause and do something. And this way, step by step, we can get this done together. This is not difficult. So today you're going to need your poetry project paper, your notebook paper, a pencil or an erasable pen. Okay? I'm okay with an erasable pen. And you're going to need your poem. Now I have mine, but you can't see it because I don't have enough room to put it in there. But my poem is Dreams by Langston Hughes, and we read that poem in class. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to press pause, and I want you to stop, and I want you to read your poem. Okay? I'm going to read my poem out loud. Mine's Dreams. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. So today, I'm going to be writing an introductory paragraph where I introduce my poem. I'm going to have to include the title and author of the poem. So first I'm going to have my catchy beginner. So I'm going to kind of write number 1. That's going to be my first sentence, my catchy beginner. Then I want to make sure I include the title of my poem and the author. Next, I want to explain why I chose my poem, okay? And what it means to me. So my introduction is going to be a minimum of 4 sentences. These are the things I want in there. If it takes more sentences, that's perfectly fine, but no one should have an introduction made up of 1 sentence. You want to use this as a guide. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I also want to remind you about writing on notebook paper. These are margins. They're there to tell us, do not write past this line. They're there to guide our writing. So what I want you to start with today, okay, I want you to start by putting your name on the top of your paper in this corner, right where I have mine. Okay? And underneath it, I want you to write your homeroom teacher. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to have a title. Your title is going to be the title of your poem. Poems go in quotations. So my poem is called Dreams by, and I'm looking at my paper. I shouldn't misspell someone's name that's right there on my paper. I'm using capital letters because this is someone's name. I'll fix that. I'm capitalizing my poem, putting it in quotation marks. I am capitalizing the author's name and spelling it correctly. Okay? So that's what you're going to do right now. So if you need to pause this video to do that, do so now. The next step is beginning a first paragraph. When you start your first paragraph, you indent. So I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to start right up here. I'm going to skip a line between the title and I'm going to indent. And this is where I'm going to begin my first paragraph. Okay? So I'm trying to come up with a catchy beginner. And for me, I wanted to come up with something that talked about what a dream is, because this poem's not about the kind of dreams you have at night when you're sleeping. So I decided to define the word dream, and that was my catchy beginner. So I wrote, look how my neatest handwriting. A dream is, notice I have spaces between my words. Notice I'm taking my time. I'm not in a rush. This isn't a race. A dream, and sometimes when you're writing and you lose your spot, you got to go back and reread. A dream is defined as an aspiration I'm going to move this. Now I hit the line here. I'm not going to go beyond the line. Notice, look what I did. I went back to the margin. Period. I'm going to reread my sentence to make sure it makes sense, and I noticed an error already. A dream is defined as an apparition. Uh-oh, I made a mistake. So I'm going to correct it right now. ASP. Okay? A dream is defined as an aspiration or a goal. Period. Okay? So now I'm going to introduce the title and the author. But I'm not really ready. Like, I feel like I kind of need another sentence to help me transition into that. So I'm going to write, many of us have dreams. I can't really fit that there, so I'm going to go over here to my margin. That we would like to see come true in our lifetime. So I introduced my poem by really kind of clarifying the kind of dreams Langston Hughes is writing about. Many of us have dreams that we would like to see come true in our lifetime, period. So now I'm on number 2. Now this is where I feel like I'm going to transition, into the title and author of my poem. I chose the poem. Notice I'm going to put a comma now. I'm about to give the title. So I want to put a comma before the title. Dreams, again, in quotation marks, by, and I want to spell his name correctly, Langston Hughes. Because, so I was thinking about why I chose it. I thought, I love the concept of dreaming and having goals. So that's why I chose this. So that's what I'm saying here. I chose the poem Dreams by Langston Hughes because dreams are a very important part of life. Dreams or goals, because that's what he's talking about, are a very important part of life, period. So now I'm going to reread my sentence. I chose the poem Dreams by Langston Hughes because dreams or goals are a very important part of life. Okay, and I'm kind of fixing it to make sure it can be read. So now I have to explain why I chose the poem and what it means to me. So I kind of have that. So I kind of started that in that period. So I'm going to continue with that thought. Okay. Dreams give us something, and that's what this poem means to me, that dreams give us something to strive for in our lives. To strive for in our daily lives. It gives us direction. And a purpose. This poem reminds me of that. So that's why I chose it, because it reminds me of that. I think it's important to have goals. I think it's important to have dreams and aspirations. It gives us meaning and direction. And that's why I chose this poem, because it reminds me of that. So I have answered all of these things. I'm going to reread my paragraph to make sure it makes sense. Okay? I'm going to kind of move this so you can see. A dream is defined as an aspiration or a goal. Many of us have dreams that we would like to see come true in our lifetime. I chose the poem Dreams by Langston Hughes because dreams or goals are a very important part of life. Dreams give us something Ooh, look what, something doesn't make sense. Give us something, strive for. Oops, I need to add the word to because I didn't. That doesn't make sense. Dreams give us something to strive for in our daily lives. It gives us direction and a purpose. This poem reminds me of that. So, do you notice how many times I reread that paragraph as I was writing it to make sure that I didn't omit words, which I did, because sometimes our minds move a lot faster than our fingers can. So you want to do that. You want to stop and reread. This isn't a race. You want to think about what you're writing and make sure you're answering those things that you're supposed to be writing about in your paragraph. And notice, when you pull this away, look at it. Look at my margins, okay? Look how nice that looks, but I've indented, and there's my paragraph. So that when I write my next paragraph, I'm going to indent again and go on to paragraph number 2. So this is what you're expected to do today. You need to have at least 4 sentences. You need to include all of these things. Number them on your paper. Do them with me. Pause this video. Make sure you include the title and the author. Make sure your name and your homeroom teacher's at the top. When you're done with this today, you're on track. So you need to put this in your important papers and do not let it go. Or clip it in the reading section, okay? In fact, I would probably recommend that you clip it in the reading section so you don't lose it, because you're going to need it every single day this week, along with your poem and along with this paper, because that's what it's for, as a guide, okay? So this video is like 11 or 12 minutes, so that leaves you like 9 minutes left to continue and to finish writing this paragraph. Do not go on to paragraph 2. When you're finished, start reading at your seat. But this is your goal today, this one paragraph, okay? And I hope you guys are having a great day. Please listen to the sub and do whatever you're asked. I can't wait to hear a really great report. See you tomorrow.